Major theme of the Donald Trump campaign was globalism, or as Alex Jones liked to say, globalism. The Trumpists, the InfoWars crowd, the Alex Jones types, we must protect ourselves from the globalists who believe in stuff like world government and that globalism is good. And of course, globalism defined is a geopolitical policy where the entire world is seen as the appropriate sphere for a state's influence. And this includes the development of social, cultural, tech, or economic networks that cross national boundaries. Right-wingers, supposedly, are against globalism. They are for the U.S., in contrast to every other country. This was one of the main fear-mongering techniques of many pro-Trump right-wing media outlets. Alex Jones has been screaming about globalists for years and years. Trumpists voted Trump because he wouldn't be like the globalists. He was going to put America first. Except now, Trump is filling his cabinet and advisory positions with the same so-called globalists that I thought were bad during the campaign. We've got Rex Tillerson, the CEO of a global oil and gas company. There is nothing more globalist than that. You've got Goldman Sachs' Gary Cohn, who's going to head up the Economic Council. You've got Steve Mnuchin, who is going to head the Treasury Department. And you've got Anthony Scaramucci from Goldman Sachs, who's a key Trump transition member. What is more globalist than Goldman Sachs? And remember Trump criticizing Hillary Clinton's ties to Wall Street and her speeches. Now Trump is hiring all the people Hillary gave the speeches to. And then, of course, you've got Wilbur Ross, who's going to be Trump's commerce secretary. Guy's worth nearly $3 billion, made a ton of money buying companies and sending jobs to Mexico. There's no bigger globalist, Pat, than Wilbur Ross.
Yeah, this really just goes to the idea that Alex Jones is playing a character. And at some point, he's going to have to flip the script on Trump because his whole thing is being against the status quo, whether it's Democratic or Republican.
Yeah.
He just hasn't come around to that yet.
Yeah, I was talking to some people the other day who said, Alex Jones, when Trump was the guy trying to get elected, it made sense for Jones's narrative to be rah, rah, rah pro-Trump. But at some point, he's going to have to go against Trump. And by the way, I forgot to mention, Rick Perry is going to be Secretary of Energy. Breitbart and Alex Jones have been pushing the whole Rick Perry is a globalist thing for years. These Republicans, these Trumpists, they care more about the fact that Democrats lost rather than what Trump is going to do, because Trump is going to do terrible things that even they claim to be against during the campaign. And again, Trump slammed Hillary's speeches and is now filling his cabinet with the people that paid Hillary Clinton to give the speeches. If you think I'm talking nonsense, here is Anthony Scaramucci, one of the Goldman Sachs buffoons I mentioned, who's on Trump's transition team. He went on MSNBC with Chris Hayes and said, we need to protect globalism.
We're going to have a great relationship with China.
Okay.
All the president-elect is saying is that we've got to create fairness in that relationship. And I said something recently to one of the sovereign wealth fund people that came in. At the end of the day, the last hope for globalism is that we fix the problem in the middle class and the working class of the United States. And you and I have talked about that.
Sure.
If we fix that problem and we create a redo on that burgeoning market of consumption, that's going to be phenomenal for China and for the rest of the world. And so we want to have a great relationship with China as we do with all the other nations.
Yeah, the last hope for globalism. Globalism is good. We need Trump to save globalism. But wait a second, Alex Jones and all those types are against globalism, but they're for Trump. But it's clearer and clearer that there is no bigger globalist than Trump. And that's because it is all a farce. Trump attacked globalism during the campaign. Here is a tweet that Donald Trump published. Hillary says things can't change. I say they have to change. It's a choice between Americanism and her corrupt globalism. And this is effective because it evokes terrible imagery of shuttered factories and out of control undocumented immigration and some kind of worldwide cabal that controls everyone's lives. Oh, and by the way, the entire way in which Trump slammed globalism had serious anti-Semitic appeal, as the Anti-Defamation League pointed out, just replacing the word Jews with globalists. People voted, it worked, and now the globalist in chief is coming to town, and the Trumpists don't even know enough to say, I don't like this.